Stop. Whatever you're thinking of doing to your lawn this February, just pause for a moment. A lot of the so-called essential jobs for this month are actually doing more harm than good. I'm going to show you the few simple tasks that will give you a head start in spring and the common mistakes you need to steer clear of. February is a frustrating month for a lawn lover. You get one of those bright, mild days and the urge to get out there and start the spring cleanup is massive. But then, just as you get going, a sharp frost or a week of rain reminds you that winter hasn't quite packed up yet. This back and forth makes February a minefield of lawn care myths and bad advice that can wreck your turf before the growing season even starts. But it's also a critical bridge to spring. Getting the basics right now is what separates a lawn that stumbles into the new season from one that just explodes with lush green growth in March and April. So let's cut through the noise. We're going to focus on what really matters. First, we'll tackle the big don'ts, the things you're probably tempted to do but really shouldn't. Then we'll get to the simple effective do's that will set your lawn up for success. The 4 deadly sins of February lawn care. Right, let's get straight into things you must not do. Honestly, avoiding these 4 mistakes is more important than any job you could possibly do this month. Number 1, walking on a wet or frosty lawn. This is the big one, the most common and damaging mistake of all. When your lawn is waterlogged, every single footstep compacts the soil. Healthy soil is full of tiny air pockets for drainage and oxygen for the roots. When you walk on that saturated ground, you squeeze those pockets shut, basically suffocating the grass from the roots up, which is a fast track to disease and weak growth. It's even worse when the lawn is frozen. During a frost, the water inside the grass blades turns into tiny ice crystals, making them incredibly brittle. Walking on the grass at this point literally shatters the plant's cells. The rule is simple. If the ground is squelchy or white with frost, stay off the grass, stick to the paths. Number 2, aggressive raking and scarifying. I see this all the time. A mild day rolls around in February and out come the heavy-duty rakes and scarifiers. Scarifying is a majorly stressful event for your lawn. It's designed to be done when the grass is growing strong in spring or autumn. Doing it now when the grass is dormant or barely growing is like performing major surgery on a patient who's too weak to heal. You'll just tear out healthy grass along with the moss, leaving thin, bare patches that are wide open to the cold and will instantly be invaded by weeds. Number 3, mowing at the wrong time or too short. So, can you mow in February? Yes, but it's completely optional and hinges entirely on the conditions. The golden rule is to never ever mow when the grass is wet or frosty. Mowing wet grass doesn't give you a clean cut, it just tears the blades. If you're going to mow, the conditions must be spot on. The grass leaves have to be dry, the ground firm, and no frost forecast for the next day. And when you do it, think of it as a topping, not a cut. Put your mower on its highest possible setting. All you want to do is lightly trim the very tips to encourage the grass to thicken up. Number 4, using the wrong fertiliser. Feeding the lawn seems like a great idea to give it a head start, right? But applying the wrong type of feed now is another classic February blunder. Many gardeners will reach for a standard spring or summer lawn feed, which is loaded with nitrogen. Nitrogen's job is to force lush, leafy growth. Forcing all that soft, sappy growth in February is a recipe for disaster. That weak new growth is incredibly vulnerable to frost damage and disease. What your lawn actually needs, if anything, is a proper winter fertiliser. These are specifically low in nitrogen and high in potassium. Potassium is the key nutrient here. It strengthens the plant's cell walls and builds resilience to cold. It's like giving your lawn a warm coat rather than a flimsy t-shirt. If you didn't get a winter feed down in autumn, a light application now can help. Section 2, the simple and essential February jobs. Okay, we've covered the destructive things to avoid. Let's switch gears and talk about the simple constructive things you should be doing. This is all about gentle preparation, clearing the decks for spring without stressing the lawn. Job number 1, the big tidy up. This is your first and most important job. Over winter, your lawn gets covered in fallen leaves, twigs, and all sorts of debris. This mess blocks sunlight, stops air from getting to the roots, and creates a damp, sheltered haven that's perfect for moss and fungal diseases to thrive. So, grab a light, springy lawn rake and just gently clear everything off the surface. A simple action lets the lawn breathe and means that when the sun does make an appearance, its warmth and light can actually get to the soil and the grass. While you're at it, deal with any worm casts. Wait for a dry day when the casts have dried into crumbly mounds, then use a stiff broom to brush them flat, spreading the nutrient-rich soil back into the lawn without making a muddy mess. Number 2, strategic aeration. After months of winter rain, some parts of your lawn might be looking a little compacted, especially areas which are walked on a lot. You might see puddles hanging around after it rains. This is where aeration is your friend, and you don't need any fancy kit. Just take a standard garden fork, push the tines into the compacted soil about 4 to 6 inches deep, and give it a gentle rock back and forth to fracture the soil. Pull it out and repeat the process every 6 inches or so across the problem areas. This simple act of spiking the lawn helps break up that solid ground, letting water drain away and, crucially, allowing oxygen to get to the roots. It's a fantastic job for February, but with one massive warning: only do it when the ground is moist, but not soaking wet, and definitely not when it's frozen solid. Number 3, mower and tool MOT. The growing season will be here before you know it, and when it hits, you'll be mowing regularly. The last thing you want is to pull your mower out only to find it won't start, or the blade is as blunt as a spoon. February is the perfect month to get your mower serviced. At the very least, give it a good clean, check the oil, and most importantly, get that blade sharpened. A sharp blade gives a clean surgical cut, whilst a dull blade rips and tears the grass. Get ahead of the game now while you have the time. If you're finding this advice helpful and you're starting to see that February is more about careful prep than hard graft, do me a favour and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And I'd love to know, what's the biggest challenge you're facing with your lawn right now? Is it a sea of moss, annoying bare patches, or something else? Drop a comment below. I read them all, and it's a great way for us to learn from each other's experiences. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense lawn advice for the UK seasons, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next month's guide. So, there you have it. The secret to great lawn care in February isn't about doing more, it's about doing the right things and, more importantly, avoiding the wrong ones. Think of February as a warm-up, not the main event. By focusing on these simple, low-risk jobs, you're protecting your lawn and paving the way for your best lawn ever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.